Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be talking about the Oblivion remaster slash remake. I feel like it's not just a remaster, I feel like it's also a remake, and its leaks and how it's almost like 90% confirmed. It's 100% confirmed and like 90% confirmed in terms of its release date schedule as well. We're going to be on PC Gamer today. This article is by Harvey Radfall. Thank you for the article. It'll be linked down in the description if you'd like to check it out for yourself. The title goes, The Oblivion Remaster is real. Doubters in shambles as the developer Virtuous accidentally leaves the door open to the trailer, screenshots, and assets. I've seen the gates of Oblivion beyond which no walking eye may see. Now, the Oblivion Remaster slash remake or whatever they want to categorize it as has been kind of like known to be a thing for a while at this point, but it was just more of like, when is it going to happen? Because it was pretty obvious that they were doing it, that Bethesda was doing it. Well, it's not Bethesda, they contracted someone to do it, but it's been pretty obvious that they were getting someone else to do it. So it's going to be really interesting. I'm curious what this means for the other games, because Oblivion, if Oblivion remaster is happening, does that mean like Morrowind remaster might actually happen as well? Now, I understand I've never played Morrowind or Oblivion, but I do know a lot about the games, and I know Oblivion and Morrowind, the games, aging poorly is probably the wrong word. It's just it's not Skyrim, and I think that's like a big problem for a lot of people, or at least the way that I think a lot of people think about this, because Oblivion is a great game, Morrowind is a great game, but they're very different from Skyrim, and the majority of the fan base that they're trying to be targeting are people who played Skyrim, because obviously it was the most popular one. So it's going to be interesting to see how they change the game, or if they aren't changing it at all. I know they're changing some things, but it's going to be interesting to see. I do feel like they have to change the combat a little bit, though. The combat is probably changing, because if I know correctly, the combat was very messy. Just before we get deeper into the article, I'd like to remind everyone, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it if you do. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, and once I do, I'll be doing a Q&A video if you're interested in that. Comment down below what you guys think about this whole remaster Oblivion stuff, if you think it's actually going to happen. I mean, it's almost guaranteed to happen, but if it's going to be happening exactly like how it's saying it is, like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. I understand. Well, I'll be. Usually when big conspiracy level fusses around something as obviously baity as there's an Oblivion remaster in the works are doing the rounds, my first response is to doubt. True, I understand that. I've been proven well and truly wrong, and it will be henceforth be wearing tinfoil clown wig for my foolishness. That's good, that's good. The rumored Oblivion remaster is very much real. As spied by eagle-eyed frequenter of the r/gaming leaks and rumors subreddit virtuosgames, a studio that co-develops with a wide variety of studios. For example, it worked on Beyond Good and Evil Remaster with Ubisoft, left the door open and swinging in the wind to the upload section of its websites. Yeah, that's how I heard that it got found out, because it's just links to images of the Oblivion remaster screenshots, basically. As I started writing this article, access became forbidden. Yeah, but people have downloaded it. But not before a swarm of eager gamers took an hour or so to plunder its depth and pull out heaps of screenshots. It's veritable Dragon's hoard of information, trailer screenshots, covers, a deluxe edition, green graphics comparisons. I want to emphasize in sharing these that I'm not passing on the ill-gotten gains of some internet hackers. These were simply available by looking at the content page of Virtuous site. It's true, like they didn't even hack it. It was just available on their website. You had to click a couple buttons and then it just brought you to them. The cat isn't just out of the bag, it's clawed through the bag and is now doing zoomies around the living room, peeing on the upholstery. Yeah, it's true. Upholstery? I actually don't know how to pronounce that word. Yeah, upholstery. I think that's the funniest thing. The funniest thing is that these, like, normally we don't do, like, a lot of people try to avoid covering remake or covering leaks when it's like people doing hacks or doing some shady things at best. But this one was literally on their website. You clicked a couple buttons and it was just links and tons of links to pages of these screenshots. Yeah, so here's the one link. I mean, it looks good. If I remember correctly, it's being worked in Unreal Engine 5, which is interesting because Unreal Engine 5 is not necessarily a bad engine right now. It's just a engine that is going through the fact that it doesn't have the years and years and years of development that the other engines have had, like Unreal Engine 4 or Unity, or even things like Godot, where like it's had years of developers making things for it. So it's interesting that Unreal Engine 5 is their option, but I wonder if they were paid to use Unreal Engine 5. It wouldn't surprise me. But these screenshots look really good. And it's like I said before, I personally have never played Oblivion, but I'm interested in playing this. So I'm definitely going to be playing it when I can. This marks the final end to the theory of leaks that started in 2023 when The Verge shared a 4-year release schedule from Bethesda. Not every leak in that presentation came to fruition, mind. A sequel to Dishonored with a release date of 2024 didn't arrive, for example. Yeah, but Dishonored is not a very... Unfortunately, the developers that made Dishonored aren't there anymore, I'm pretty sure. So that probably wasn't going to happen. That was probably just in a design document or like a potential. To be fair, a lot of these leaks were true though. The rumor mill recently began to kick up again primarily through whispers and hearsay from proclaimed industry insiders. As PC Gamer's own Joshua Willens wrote, "We've got baseless confidence that the remaster is coming. Baseless confidence that isn't fear, madness, obsessive, or gore reading. A complete descent into conspiracy thinking, and the guy who says was actually released yesterday." Yeah, I mean, it did get really weird for a while, but there was solid evidence that they were working on something to do with Oblivion, but it wasn't Bethesda. I think the biggest thing is that everyone thought Bethesda was doing it, but so they're trying to figure out why Bethesda was doing it, but it wasn't Bethesda. But this is about as legit as confirmation as you can reasonably get. A trusted video game developer website with a bunch of assets accidentally posted online through a publicly accessible image directory for long enough that absolutely no one can argue with the truth. There is an Oblivion remaster. It is coming. The stars were right. God give me strength. Yeah, I think the interesting thing about this Oblivion remaster is, one, it's in Unreal Engine 5, and two, what system are they doing a remaster in terms of redoing systems? Because there are certain things in Oblivion that I think people would not be okay with anymore. Can we? Yeah, we can scroll through these. Yeah, okay. Because, I mean, it looks good. It looks good. Like, these screenshots do look good. And I've seen other ones as well. The biggest thing, though, is the gameplay. I am curious if they are going to change how combat works, because the combat in Oblivion can be a little weird. Archery especially, I feel like is probably the weirdest in the thing, in the, what's it called, in like the gameplay loop of Oblivion, if I remember correctly. And I don't think you can customize your spells in Oblivion. I'm pretty sure that was a Morrowind thing, so I don't think they necessarily have to change that. But I'm curious how it's going to work, because there were still numbers behind the swings, if I remember correctly, in Oblivion. So you could swing and your model sword could hit, but it could still technically miss, if I remember. That might just be a Morrowind thing, but I'm pretty sure that was still in Oblivion, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, though. I could be misremembering. Because I remember in Morrowind there were numbers behind the things, so what you're seeing on screen wasn't inherently what was actually happening. So I'm curious if that is actually going to be a thing or not, if they're going to be reworking the combat a lot. I'm curious if they're going to have the same voice actors, because... oh god, I can't remember his name, but the person who plays Jean-Luc Picard in Star Trek is the king, though he only has a couple lines, to be fair. So I wonder if they're going to keep him. I mean, it probably wouldn't have been that big of a deal for the actor and them to hire him for a couple lines, but it's going to be interesting to see. I think the biggest thing is that there are also leaks of the platforms it's going to be on, and it's basically everything but Switch and Game Pass. Or sorry, everything but Switch, but it's also going to be on Game Pass along with the whole the Xbox stuff. So day one, if this is day one Game Pass, that's going to be huge for a lot of people, and that's probably how I'm going to be playing it, honestly, as long as it's on the PC Game Pass. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes with the community, and I'm interested to see how much they change. I think that's the biggest thing for me. How much are they actually changing? Because originally I thought this was just going to be like a slight graphics upgrade, but it doesn't look like it is from all the leaks that we've seen, because it looks like they are actually changing some of the game mechanics, which is interesting, and trying to modernize is like kind of the right word, but they're trying to make it more appealing to the person that's only played Skyrim, I feel like, which makes sense because that is their biggest game, obviously. So it makes sense that they want to do that. But this is interesting, and when it does come out, maybe we'll do something with it. I don't know, maybe I'll play it on stream or something like that. We'll see. Thank you everyone for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel if you would do so, I really would appreciate that. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. Once we do, I'll be doing a Q&A video if you're interested in that, so please subscribe. Comment down below what you guys think about this whole Oblivion remastered situation, and if you are going to be playing it or not, and what platform. I'm curious of what platform people would play it on too. If you would like to see, check me out on other platforms, I have a Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Threads. If you'd like to talk to me or check me out on any of those platforms. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.